Hey, good morning. Dobro jutro. Here we are in Belgrade again. It's a foggy morning. It's Saturday. I think it's February 10th. And it's about 1 degree Celsius. It's really foggy out. It's kind of why I just wanted to show you guys what it's like out here. You know, fog happens like there's moisture in the air, and usually it comes from water. So we're right by the Sava and the Danube, and when the heat from the valley or from the land draws in the moisture from the water, from the sea, from the river, what happens generally is that the warmth kind of bakes the air and creates kind of a steam, and that's our fog. And it's pretty foggy out. I feel like Jack the Ripper's going to come out any moment and hopefully not do anything to us. So we're going to take a walk around the neighborhood. It's 9 a.m. and icy. I mean, we could use some more snow to cover this ice. Look at that. That's icy. Hopefully I don't end up on my butt. So I've already had my coffee. Generally what I do, as soon as I get up, I make coffee. Strong Turkish style coffee. And then I make my bed. I always do that. I make my bed first thing. I don't like dishes in the sink, and I don't like an unmade bed. It's just, if you get those things done, then you can accomplish anything else. But without those things done, it's like bad energy. So again, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just aimlessly walking around. Just want to show you guys what it's like here in the streets of Dorcol. That girl's walking in the street, probably because it's safer in the street. So something I've been noticing generational themes, and it's because of YouTube. You know, it's very interesting, and not just YouTube, but just people in general. But you get to see people from around the world on YouTube. And when they're talking, people self-police so much, it's amazing to me. Being politically correct, it was never a thing in my youth. In fact, we prided ourselves on not being politically correct, but we did it as a joke, and everybody understood that. I mean, I was fortunate enough to grow up in Los Angeles, and my best friends, they were white, they were black, they were Mexican, and they were Korean. Those were my best friends. Hell, we would make fun. I mean, our favorite movie was Blazing Saddles. And it seems like this current generation, they don't think any of that's funny. They don't get that we're making fun as a joke. It's hard to even explain. Look at Blasnovitz. People are in there. You know what's amazing? Bamboo. Bamboo grows everywhere. And it can handle cold. It's an amazing plant. Some Blasnovitz history here. But people nowadays, they self-police. In fact, it's amazing to me how all over the world it seems. It's not, it doesn't matter the race or the nationality. People are policing themselves so much. And I know YouTube maybe has a hand in that, because YouTube is very critical of what you say. You have to be so careful. And, I mean, if you're not a rude person, it's not a problem. I'm not looking to insult anyone. But, that being said, I don't know if you can see that dog. He's looking out. But that being said, like when we were young, when I was young, back in the good old days, you know, the things that people get so offended by now, it was nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it just surprises me how shocked and offended people get over words. I mean, you give words more power than they deserve sometimes. But at the same time, I mean, I always have a way of looking at both ways about something. Glorious knockers. A la young Frankenstein. You know, a person's only as good as their word. So, in that sense, I guess words are powerful. Look at that. Ice. What's surprising to me is it's definitely a generational thing. It's a younger generation that's really policing their words. And they're the ones that are so offended by the older generation. So I'm Gen X. In a lot of ways, Gen X, it's getting lost. You know, boomers still have power. And Gen X seems like it's kind of lost a little bit. Because, you know, millennials, they are grabbing power. And Gen Z, they're the young ones. I mean, there's even a I think the current babies are born today. I think they're actually Gen Beta. Gen Alpha is already here. It's amazing, you know, how quickly things are progressing. And they're happening right in front of our eyes. And they have been, right? I mean, I wasn't around when the airplane was built first. Excuse me. But that was definitely... I mean, my father, who fought in World War II, was a German soldier. His village was taken, his Austrian village was taken by the Hitler's Wehrmacht and forced to join Hitler Youth and all. I mean, his father, who died during World War I, my grandfather, who I never knew, you know, his father saw the invention of the airplane. So it's 3 generations. It's only 3 generations from, you know, horse and buggy to, you know, flying into space. Which brings me to another one of my favorite topics. Did it really take, I mean, if we did all this in 200 years, let's say, you're telling me that the humans for thousands of years were stuck with horse and buggy with no innovation? Maybe. It's actually, ooh, look at this guy, he's slipping. I better go into the street, I think. And get out of the street before I get hit. Anyways, it's interesting to contemplate because, you know, what is it that was there a catalyst that, you know, launched us into this technology? Sure there was, right? There was electricity. But before electricity, there was innovation. There was a mechanical revolution. But there was a man, Tesla, you know, the pride of Serbia. He was able to tap in. And I think he was able to tap into something that exists in the ether. It's knowledge that's already there. And he was able to not only see it, but utilize it. And he was so busy